Most people would agree that for the majority of people, weight loss can feel very hard. And what happens is when we are struggling with our weight loss goals, it becomes very easy to over-focus or over-effort with our food and our nutrition. And while the food we eat is, of course, very important, oftentimes when it comes to weight loss, it's actually not what is needing our attention the most. So if you are somebody who's been struggling with your weight loss goals or you've been jumping on and off of different diets and not really making any forward progress, this video is for you. So let's start by acknowledging that for any body to lose weight, we do need to consume less than we burn. Ultimately, it's energy in, energy out, right? And a very simple formula to have a baseline understanding of how many calories any body needs a day is to think about your ideal body weight, times that by the number 12, and then whatever number you come up with, that is a great goal calorically to aim for within a day. So if you were a person who wanted to weigh 150 pounds, you would take 150, multiply that by 12, that would give you 1,800 calories, and that would be the ballpark caloric range to aim for on a day-to-day basis. That is the range that would generally support that body weight. And yes, there's definitely nuances, but for the sake of this video, that general guideline is really all you need. And contrary to what many of you may think about me, I actually really love the science of nutrition and weight loss. I love the numbers. I think it's very cool. I think it's very fascinating that we could basically use science to really guide our journeys in a rather effective way. But with that being said, what I have seen for so many people, and this was me for years, is that often just knowing the science alone is not enough to help us reach our weight loss goals. For so many people, just knowing what to eat or having nutritional information or having knowledge about calories or, vitamins or minerals is not enough to actually apply that knowledge, right? How many of you can relate to the idea of that you have a pretty good sense of what to eat to be eating a healthy diet, but sometimes you just have a really hard time applying that information. And so the question becomes, what is the actual obstacle? What's the thing that stops us from having the ability to apply the information that so many of us do already know? And what I have really found for myself and with people I've worked with, that in many ways, and I say this with love, we are the obstacles. We are what is standing in the way. And what I mean by that is we get into these patterns of telling ourselves what we should do and what we're supposed to do when it comes to reaching our goals. You should just eat this. You need to just stick to this plan. And we try to force ourselves and white knuckle our way to the finish line. And then we get really frustrated with ourselves and really critical with ourselves when we're unable to do the things that we're telling ourselves we're supposed to do or that we should do. And I'm going to tell you guys, this is truly a very mean approach. It is a mean way to be with yourself and towards yourself. I want you to really think about some of the things you might tell yourself you should do or you're supposed to do when it comes to being healthier or reaching your weight loss goals, and say it out loud. Say the words, listen to the tone that you use, and ask yourself, if my best friend came to me and was wanting to lose weight and was struggling with attaining that goal, would I say these words to her? And would I use this tone with her? If my daughter came to me and she was having this struggle, would I speak with her? Would I engage with her the way I am constantly engaging with myself? Because here's the thing. If you are constantly telling yourself what you should do or what you're supposed to do, and you're not implementing those things, you are not ready for those steps. You're telling yourself to do things that for whatever reason you are not ready to do. And you have to honor and respect where you are in your journey. We have to meet ourselves exactly where we are if we want to make forward progress. So if this resonates with you, I want you to practice two very simple questions. Question number one, ask yourself, what do I think, believe, have a little intuition, a little inner knowing about that I feel would move me towards my weight loss goals? What do I kind of know that I could do or that I could stop doing that would help me to make forward progress? And I really don't want you to overthink this question. I want you to ask yourself the question, and I want you to just jot a handful of things down. Try to come up with 5 or 6 or 7 ideas right off the top of your head. Just jot them down. This could be not snacking on the couch at night. This could be packing your lunch for work instead of ordering takeout every day. This could be incorporating a certain amount of vegetables into a certain amount of meals every day. This could be doing some type of movement on a daily basis. I mean, whatever it is, whatever comes to you, that's what I want you to jot down. And then the second question, and this is a very important question and the part that most of us forget to consider, is I want you to look at that list and I want you to ask yourself, what do I feel ready to do? Of this list, what feels doable? What do I truly feel like I am wanting and willing to take on right now and that I can commit to? And if you have a clear answer for that, choose those things and then make a commitment to yourself, make a promise to yourself, and begin to practice those things until it's just kind of a part of who you are. We have to redirect ourselves and stop always focusing on the end game and start looking at the small daily wins, the small daily habits that we can practice so that we are becoming the type of person who is able to live a healthier lifestyle and to reach our weight loss goals. And I want you to be really honest with yourself here. If you look at that list and nothing on that list feels doable right now, everything you wrote down feels overwhelming or stressful, please do yourself a favor and just put weight loss on the shelf for 30 days, for 60 days. Give yourself permission to just step back and say, this is not the time for me right now for whatever reason. Don't make yourself wrong if that is your current truth. Meet yourself where you are. Because so often, and we said this at the top of the video, weight loss, it does take conscious effort. We are changing habits. We're changing patterns. It's not always easy. And depending on your season of life, you may or may not be ready to put your attention where it is needed to create these changes. And if you are someone who is not ready for that right now, don't continuously try to force yourself, right, to do something that is not right for you right now. Step back, honor where you are, meet yourself where you are, and revisit the whole thing in 30 days. Sometimes that alone can create the ease and take the emotional weight off of our shoulders, right? The weight that we're trying to lighten up a bit, that emotional weight off of our back. And often that can be enough depending on the person and the season of life. So again, if you have been trying to work towards your weight loss goals or jumping from diet to diet and not making any forward progress, I just want you to do this simple practice. Number 1, ask yourself, what do I think, believe, have an inner knowing that would move me towards my weight loss goals? Action steps that I'm pretty clear would be helpful for me. Okay, I want you to jot those down without too much thought. And then I want you to look at that list and ask yourself in an honest, reflective way, what feels doable right now? What am I ready and willing to take on that is on that list right now? And whatever you come up with, then your practice is to commit to that thing. Commit to it until it becomes a part of who you are. And you will see this is very different than telling yourself what you should do or what you're supposed to do. And if you do this exercise, I would love to hear your experience or what you discover. So please come on down to our comment section below and do share, because I know that when you all are sharing and we get a little bit of a conversation going in that comment section, it really helps a lot of other people as well. As always, I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I'm Dani Spies, and I will see you back here next time with some more food for thought.